everybody, this is Keith Gleason from Indie Comics Relay, creator of the Mighty Mascots, and I'm here with a new video. This is a Halloween horror comic recommendation from Indie Comics, so I'm going to recommend books that I've gotten from, like from Image and, other small press companies, but also books that I've gotten from crowdfunding campaigns and also like friends, things like that. So before we do that, I just want to share the campaign, Mighty Mascots. We've reached the conclusion of the campaign, but I left the campaign open in demand as we create these issues. As of the moment, we're halfway through issue 8. So this campaign will probably be open at least... I'm going to say probably at least till the end of the year. So definitely jump in if you haven't gotten it. I know there's a ton of great crowdfunders happening right now. The one thing I can say about my campaign is that you can get in for as low as $15 and you get all 3 of the new issues, plus all this stuff that we've already unlocked already. So it's a great time to jump in. The new issues 7, 8, 9, lots of first appearances, lots of cool merch on this campaign. So definitely jump in while it's still live, and, join us. We're building the Mascots verse over here, so just a fun live action Saturday morning cartoon put in comic book form for all your nostalgia needs, so check that out. All right, now that we get the promo stuff out of the way, so I thought, this month I'm always thinking of new videos to do, and I thought, hey, it's Halloween, and I love horror, so it's like, why not recommend some horror comics, So, first one I want to point out, now this one is one that I ordered, and I haven't gotten it yet from DCBS, but I am 100% sure I'm gonna love it. So that is Creepshow. Yeah, they Image is started a 5-issue miniseries of Creepshow. It's written by, it looks like Chris Burnham, Paul Dini, Steve Langford, and John McCrae all have stories in the first issue. And if you're gonna talk about anthologies, you got to go with one of the big ones, So Creepshow. It's cool that they brought it back. There's a couple of 5-page previews here, so the book looks cool. I'm definitely in on this one. I know I've ordered all 5, or at least the ones that have been available so far. But yeah, this looks good. Image put it out, and it's based off the new Shudder series, I think. But old school fans know that this is a movie from the 80s by George Romero and Stephen King, and definitely made with a love of Tales from the Crypt and things like that. So yeah, this is great. So I love Creepshow, so I'm definitely on board for that. So that one is really fun. So I think if you guys aren't aware of that one, you may want to check that one out. Excuse me. But yeah, no, anthology. So speaking of anthologies, another one I want to point out is this one. I've talked about this one before. Ice Cream Man, also by Image Comics, and available. This is the first issue, but it is available in trade form. This is also sort of an anthology. It actually is an anthology. Each issue is a complete story usually. I don't think it has a couple issues that were multi-part, but overall it's this character, the Ice Cream Man, is like a constant in all the stories, and he's kind of like a creepy, ice cream man, so but like this was a book Amy, my wife, first started getting. I'd seen it, but I wasn't, I didn't know what it was, so I didn't kind of gravitate towards it. But she bought all of them, and I started reading them one day when I was bored, and I was like, oh, this is great. Some of them are very depressing though, so I'll preface that. But I really like the writer W. Maxwell Prince, and the artist, I think it's Steve Morazio or something like that. I'm sorry if I butchered it, but yeah, this is great. This is a book I would recommend, and it's going to be a TV show at some point too. And I think it'd make a great TV show, you know, in the tradition of Tales from the Crypt or, you know, Creep Show, something like that. Another one I'd like to recommend is Something is Killing the Children by James Tynion and Boom Studios. This is just a cool horror comic with a cool main character that hunts monsters, and these monsters can only be seen by kids, and you know, so you know, she runs into a lot of situations where she can't really confide in adults, you know. So it's a kid basically killing monsters, and monsters that kill children, you know. And there's a whole like kind of world and mythology that James Tynion's building within this comic. There's also a spin-off called House of Slaughter. That one's okay. I only read that one for a few issues. And then there's a one-shot coming out as well, where I talked about that in our October recommendations. So yeah, it sounds like that one shot's going to build on the lore and add more to it. But yeah, and I think Tynion's one of the best writers right now, so definitely check out Something is Killing the Children by Boom Studios. They have that available in a bunch of trade paperbacks as well. That's what I kind of did. I bought like the first 3 trades, and then I started collecting it monthly from where the third one left off, and now I'm pretty current with the series, which is great. Another recommendation, this is from a friend of mine, but also with Scout Comics. They might not be with Scout anymore, but The Electric Black. This is by Rich Woodall and Joe Schmalke, who I know very well, both of those guys. Great guys, great dudes. This is a cool comic. There's like, I think there's like 4 issues of this, and there's some specials, and there's some like one-shots and things like that. But it's basically, if you took, I don't know if you guys remember, there was a TV show called Friday the 13th, and it was basically about an antique store that had like these cursed items, and every week they had to go and try to get all these cursed items back. It reminds me a little bit of that, and then if you mixed in Stephen King's Needful Things, and then added like the Crypt Keeper, you know, or one of the, you know, the Creep Show creep to it, you know, as part of the mix. So it kind of has like its own ongoing story, but also it has an anthology kind of element to it. It's great stuff. I know you can get some trades on it, and you might be able to order it online too from Rich Woodall and Joe Schmalke directly. So I recommend that one. That's a great one. Another cool one that I wanted to recommend from fellow Alterna creators, City of Rot by Spencer Desmond, Jeff Elkins, and I don't know if and Kayla Adrian, I think is how you say her last name. But yeah, this City of Rot, this is cool. I backed the campaign. So you got this really thick prestige format book, but they also threw in City of the Rot. It's the same issue, but it's done on colored newsprint, which is really cool, with an alternate cover. So I thought that was cool. And then they also threw this in. This also has some Ryan Wynn in it as well, creator at Alterna as well. Return to Camp Rainbow, which is a slasher comic. I think it's a 12-issue mini, from if I remember right. But you know, they are trying to create a cool slasher killer, you know. And this was also printed on newsprint as well. And then Death Curse is Spencer, Jeff, and Kayla and Ryan's comic imprint. So Death Curse Comics. I know they have a YouTube channel. I'm assuming they have a link on there somewhere where you can buy this. I think the campaigns are over, but they're cool horror comics, so you may want to check them out if you can. So, or you know, reach out to them guys separately. They're on Twitter and, you know, YouTube. So they Death Curse Comics YouTube channel. Also, I got this by Clint Stoker recently, Dracula. It's an updated story of Dracula. It's a nice, beautiful hardcover. I don't know if Clint has the campaign open still, but I recommend this. This was fun. It was black and white. It's you know, an interesting retelling of the Dracula mythos that I haven't seen before. Plus, the cool thing is Clint Stoker is a descendant of Bram Stoker, so who better to write a Dracula story than Clint? So check that one out. That's a recommendation as well. And like I said, you can reach out to Clint. Has Sweetcast YouTube channel, and also I think he has a website for his imprint, which is Sweet Comics. Yeah, right there. So you can probably reach out to him or the Indiegogo. Check the Indiegogo too. The campaign might be in demand, and you can still buy it. So getting down to the last couple here, Tony Sedani, which we had on the show a couple weeks ago. This is a great book, Skin Deep. It gets into the body horror aspect of, you know, horror movies and stuff like that. Tony's a cool guy, and I know he's a big horror fan. So this is actually a cool, like, horror story done in black and white with zip-a-tone and all that kind of stuff. It's 3 issues, and I think you can get it from, you know, reach out to Tony. He's on Twitter. It's Stockpile Comics. So if you Google that, and he's on Twitter. I don't know if he's on YouTube, but he's on Twitter. You could probably reach out to him and see if he has a website, you know, or somewhere you can purchase that directly from him. And then finally, I had to give my co-host a plug, Johnny C, Surrounded by Death. It's basically a if you took Mallrats and you know, Walking Dead and mixed them together, that's what you get with Surrounded by Death. It's kind of a comedy, but it also has horror elements in it. And I think Johnny's doing about 5 or 6 of these when it's all said and done. And I've helped out on some of the lettering on this, so it's kind of supporting me as well a little bit, you know. So yeah, check that out. Johnny just had a very successful Kickstarter not too long ago, and he's gonna keep continuing this book, I think, for another few more issues, and then yeah, I don't know if he's gonna do more horror stuff. He also has another horror book called The Pond, which you can get from him as well, and he's done some stories for Cthulhu and some other anthologies and things like that. So Johnny's definitely got one foot in the horror world, you know. So he's going to a horror convention at the end of this month too, you know. So but yeah, that's it for my recommendations. I know there's probably some great horror books that I'm missing, or that I don't have yet, you know. But you know, I thought I'd give the recommendations of stuff that I've read recently, which is most of this stuff, and then also stuff that I'm, you know, still reading, you know, kind of, so that kind of thing. But yeah, no, so hopefully you like this. Hopefully you're into horror. I know if you're not, then, you know, skip the video, you know, because this might not be for you. But all right, everybody. Well, we are going to be weekly with the live streams for the next month or so. We have a lot of great guests coming on the show. So check us out Wednesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern. And then after this year, we're going to be moving to Tuesday nights. So probably at the end of the year, the new year, we'll be moving to Tuesday nights. Yeah, check it out. Have a happy Halloween and read some comics. All right, everybody. Have a great one, and we'll talk to you soon. All right. Bye.
Ahoy, mateys! 'Tis I, Captain Horatio Honeyflakes, and I be here to tell you about me newest crowdfunding campaign. The adventures continue with me crew, the Mighty Mascots, in issues 7, 8, and 9. Just focus your looking glass on the amazing artwork of Ian Warianto and Anton Bondi. Me crew, the Mighty Mascots, are up against some scurvy scallywags, and we need ye help to defeat them. There be a bounty of exclusive treasure, only available here, where X marks the spot. I spy a huge coffer of bonuses and stretch goals on the horizon. Then please consider pledging so we can continue these adventures with the weirdest crew I ever had the pleasure of sailing with. Mascots Unleash!